I think you're really going to enjoy this build. It's very simple and fun to do. Before we start, I want to let you know what tools you need. The only tools required for this build are a hot glue gun and a small screwdriver. Let's go over the different parts that come in your kit. I'll go into more detail as we get into the build, but for now I'll just let you know what the components are. First we have the box. We're looking at the back of the box. This is what I call the bottom, and this is the top, where the hole for the switch is. This is the lid, the power switch, the charger board, the battery, the Bluetooth amplifier board, the power connector for the Bluetooth amplifier, the speaker, and the screws. There should be 4 bigger screws and 1 small screw. Alright, we're going to start off with the power switch. The switch is installed through a hole on the top of the box. The O is off and the line is on. Make sure that the switch is off during the build. Press the switch into the hole until the switch is flush with the top of the box. It should be a snug fit. The wire colors on the switch in this video are orange, but yours might be a different color. Now for the first of 2 circuit boards. When you handle these boards, try your best to hold them by the sides, not touching any of the components on it. Grab the blue one. This board enables the battery to charge and protects it from overcharging. Remove the paper backing from the sticky pad on the bottom of this board and then place the USB connector towards the back of the speaker, aligning it with the hole in the back. Make sure it is as far to the back as possible before sticking it to the bottom so that your USB cable can fit through the back of the speaker. Press down gently with your finger on top of the board to help it stick. Plug one of the switch wires into the connector on the far right side of the battery board. It is labeled Out Plus. It doesn't matter which wire you use to do this. We'll get to the other wire later on. Now for the battery. This lithium-ion battery is a special rechargeable battery. The battery chemistry allows it to be charged to full capacity over and over again. Remove the paper backing and place the battery on the bottom of the speaker. Make sure before you stick it, it's all the way to the back so the lid will fit. Connect the red wire from the battery, the positive side, to the connector labeled B+ on the blue circuit board. Connect the black wire, the negative side, to the connector labeled B-. Be very careful to get this correct because if it is switched, your battery could get really hot and possibly melt. Okay, now for the red circuit board. This yellow part with the copper zigzag is the Bluetooth antenna. This is like a smaller version of your car antenna. It receives the Bluetooth signal from your device. Once the Bluetooth signal is received, the music needs to be amplified and sent to the speakers. This board is also the amplifier. Let's connect power to this board. Grab the connector with the red and black wires and plug it into the amplifier board. Make sure the power switch is off, then connect the red wire to the remaining wire from the switch. Be careful not to prick your finger on the pin sticking out of the red wire. Once that's complete, connect the black wire to the last connector remaining on the charging board. On the board, it will be labeled Out-. Now it's time to install the speakers. Flip the lid over so that you're looking at the inside of the lid and center the speaker upside down on top of one of the holes. With one finger holding the speaker, place a bead of hot glue around the edge of the speaker and the lid. You could get someone to help you with this. The glue needs to surround the whole speaker in order to seal the speaker against the lid. Be very careful not to get glue inside the speaker where the red arrow is pointing. Keep it on the metal edge. I like to use a hot glue gun with a small tip to make this easier. Go slowly and be careful with this step. Also, make sure to keep your speaker wires out of the glue. The speakers transfer electrical energy from the amplifier into vibration, which causes the air molecules to move back and forth, creating the sound that we hear. While the hot glue is drying on the speakers, you can flip the switch to see if the blue light turns on your amplifier. This lets you know that your board is working properly. Be sure to turn it off again before moving on to the next step. Plug the speaker into the amplifier board. The one labeled L should be the speaker on the left when you're looking at them. The one labeled R should be the one on the right. Once they're both plugged in, you can flip the switch to test your speakers. You should hear a beep. If you don't, turn the switch off and go back through the video and make sure all your connections are correct. Now we just need to use a small screw to screw the amplifier in place and keep it from banging around while we're rocking out. Make sure the switch is off again. Don't screw it in too tight, just enough to be snug so the amp won't move freely. These boards can crack if they're screwed in too tight. The last step is to put the lid on and screw it in. Make sure there are no gaps and that the lid is on tight. Watch out for stray wires that might get in the way. The bass response is best when the lid is as tight as possible. Alright, you're done. The Bluetooth address is shown on the screen. Once you turn the speaker on, go to the Bluetooth settings on your device and look for that address. When you connect, you'll hear another beep and you'll be good to go. Great job and enjoy your awesome speaker.